Welcome, welcome. I am Dena, and I want to welcome you to another discussion with Dena. Is America the new Sodom and Gomorrah? Mm, After the events that we have been witnessing with this Pride Parade, I think it's fair to say and question it. The San Francisco Pride Parade got some of us understanding what it must have looked like and felt like to live in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Hey, I feel physically ill after spending the day at San Francisco Pride. Now, I've been to quite a few Pride events, but this one was by far the most disturbing, and it was because there were nudists there that were fully erect in front of children, standing in a way to make sure that everybody saw their fully exposed penises. There were adults grabbing other people's genitals and other adults masturbating. There was a fetish zone in which people were peeing on each other. So again, too, I'm shocked and horrified after experiencing this. Keep in mind that this is an all ages event. There were children present. The fetish zone was an 18 plus area, but there were no IDs being checked. And again, there were adults essentially having sex in public. I am shocked. I've never experienced such a vulgar display of promiscuity. I mean, I don't even know what to say in terms of this. I'm shocked and horrified, and I don't think I'm ever going to cover Pride ever again after what I witnessed today. It was the worst of the worst. It was bad.
And this is what was trending all over social media the past weekend. Even one reporter's account of San Francisco Pride said it left her feeling physically ill. And I can certainly understand why. Now, this year, the San Francisco Pride Parade featured nude adults who were walking around in front of children. And it was included in this parade something that was labeled a fetish zone, where men and women urinated on each other in a kiddie pool and even performed other sexual acts. There have been a multitude of reports and accounts all over this past weekend of people that were posting footage on X of this annual Gay Pride Parade event that happens, especially in San Francisco, California. An event that is said to receive millions in donations from corporations and civic organizations in San Francisco. Now, reports from the Christian News indicated that even the ATF and FBI were participants in this parade. Of course, that is according to their footage that was obtained by TENET Media. That media, field reporter by the name of Taylor Henson, interviewed multiple nude men on the street who attempted to justify their public nudity in front of children as being natural and sometimes even good for them. Oh my goodness. One responded, and this is a quote: "None of the crybabies and parents who complain about it can ever explain exactly how a child is harmed by seeing the human body. And every study that's been done on the subject shows that it's not harmful. Children who grow up with it are more well adjusted," said one naked man who described himself as a nudist and an artist. And then one went on to say that "I think that kids are born naked and that as long as there's not any kind of sexuality added to it, that is just nude. That's all it is." While another man said, who removed his towel to expose himself midways, and this is according to the article, this stuff is just, I'm going to be honest, it's disgusting. These were responses from adults, and what they were doing was justifying being nude and having lewd behavior around children. Now, the article went on to say that a 9-year-old girl said that she saw a man wearing a Darth Vader helmet and cape with nothing else on. But she said it made her feel grossed out. And my question to this 9-year-old girl is, who brought you here? And where are your parents? I am convinced, and this is my personal opinion, America is indeed a very sick society, and it is getting worse from what we are witnessing. The morals are gone. There are no more morals here. I was observing some of the footage from the BET Awards, and it surprises me how far our people have even fallen. So morals are quickly becoming a thing of the past. And now the patients are actually running the asylum. It is to the point where it may very well become necessary in order to save basic humanity and decency that we're going to have to seek and bond with people of a like mind that share values, actual values. Because the majority of this society appears to have fallen prey to propaganda. That propaganda that some leaders or leader of this society has managed to manipulate and have everyone thinking and rationalizing beast-like activities and practices. It is all for the administrator's personal gain. However, the prey tends to only recognize they have been preyed upon when they are in the midst of the actual consequences. You don't understand when you are going through it, when it's being put upon you until you're actually in it. In this society, no one is allowed to speak out. You can only be in agreement with it. You get blocked, you get labeled when you speak as to the what it is that you're seeing and questioning the morality of it. Now, this reporter went on to say that in the parade, there were two naked men who also described themselves as being non-binary and pansexual. And they stated, one of them stated that just in general, sex work is okay. So it's being nude in public. So is being nude in public. San Francisco's kind of all about that, he went on to say. I know there's kids. I don't really like that. I also want them to experience this event too. So I just try to be really respectful about it. And when I see kids, I go walk the other way. It's tough. It really is. He floated the idea of having adults only part of the event. Now, there were several threads on X that had captured the details of these events that were going on. And when I saw this man, he was this big white guy butt naked in front of a child. I was like, is that really happening? Is somebody just this happening? You think it happened in a space where it's just a group of people in a small area and it's only happening to them? No, this was a big event. And there were so much footage, I am told, detailing naked adults in front of children at this parade, including one man who positioned himself at the front of the crowd as multiple school districts and the Boy Scouts of America marched by in the parade. Now, when Hansen asked officers with the San Francisco Police Department about the nudity that was being exhibited outside, bold and in front and in full view of children, one officer affirmed that it was legal as long as no sexual gratification took place. Now, according to a San Francisco ordinance, public nudity is prohibited except during any permitted parade, fair, or festival held under a city or other government-issued permit. Footage taken by this reporter, Savannah Hernandez, at the event's fetish zone, it actually showed a bearded man in an inflatable kiddie pool being urinated on by a woman as others around them looked on. Hernandez reported that despite the area being 18 plus, the attendant was not checking IDs. Now, footage of this same pool taken by Hansen showed a similar event taking place, but it also included fellatio. When Hansen approached police about the incident, They reportedly told him it's a pick your own battles kind of day. Other booths in the fetish zone reportedly featured men getting whipped and spanked, as well as other simulated sexual acts. Now, most mainstream media outlets that covered these events neglected, they avoided covering the lewd aspects of this event in San Francisco. When the San Francisco Chronicle ran the headline, it had SF Pride Parade draws thousands celebrating LGBTQ community. We love our people. And see, no one wants to speak about this, so it continues. And it grasps up your children, my children, in a society. We wonder why we see and hear all of these horrible things that are going on. We don't hold anyone accountable. We just don't want to stir the pot. And also, it is why I have to question the judgment of those that are in authority, those that attempt to push certain lifestyle and behavior, and those who stand in judgment of others when it comes to not accepting this kind of behavior in their lives. Now, you can call it normal, but there are just some people who will never find this acceptable. It is immoral behavior, and who wants to see their children behaving like this? Now, what do you think about this topic? Okay for children to witness adults parading around nude, performing lewd sexual acts publicly in front of children? How do you feel about parents who choose to bring their young children to such events to witness this kind of behavior? Please subscribe and leave me your thoughts in the comments. I want to thank you for listening, and I will see you next time for another discussion with Dena. Ta-ta!
This concludes your daily discussions with Dena. Join us Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.